Okay. So earlier when I was trading, I thought I had my mic on, and for some reason I didn't have my mic on. So, without further ado, I'll try my best to remember exactly how my thoughts were on my trades today, on how I managed to make about, I think it was almost $600, and I think it was in like 30 minutes possibly. I'm not sure. It was somewhere around maybe 25 minutes. But anyways, so what I was looking here on this pattern right now, it was obviously it had broke the BWAP, so I was just waiting for my entry at that point. If I'm not mistaken, I was just looking to see if it was what was the what direction was it actually looking for. And as I was looking, as I'm looking right now, the the level 2 is looking quite bearish, but I mean it was too early to tell. I think right there, it was just I don't know exactly if I took a trade there. I don't think I took a trade there yet. I think I waited a little longer for my entry. So these are one of the things that makes you a successful day trader. You have to be able to be patient enough to take a trade whenever you know you have the odds of you making more money are on your side. So I think at this point I'm just kind of like looking around the market, trying to see if there's some momentum somewhere. Just kind of looking around. Didn't really find anything at that moment. I think I was just I was struggling. I was like, it's a Monday. I mean, I'm not gonna rush it. I can easily lose some money, so we're just gonna wait. And I think I just ended up coming back to Aapl again. That's how it's been for the past 2 weeks. For some reason, I just keep coming back. But if it keeps giving me money, and I think at that point I take a short position. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think I take a short position. I'm not sure exactly what I do. I do remember that. Let's see what I do here. I'm looking at the level 2, and it's kind of like it's bullish. There's strength, so I don't think do I short there? Maybe I do. Maybe I short. Maybe I do. Let's see. I'm even nervous and it's already happened. That's what's crazy, it's already happened. I'm a little bit nervous. I don't exactly remember how I did. A lot of times I just, I take trades, but I don't really, I can't say I just go back and be like, oh, I did exactly this. It's just, I'm living it. So it's kind of something new for me to do right now, is recording this, that it's something that I already lived through. Unfortunately, today was just not, I just can't seem to get the hang of this, of this recording, and I'll get the hang of eventually, I think. So I think right here I'm getting ready to jump in on the short. So I jump in on the short right there, and you're looking at the level 2 right now. The level 2 is looking, it's like it's on my side. It's dumping, it's making a dump, and that's what we want to see. We want to see automatic fall through. As soon as you buy or something or short, you want it to be quite you want it to go in your direction right away. If it's not going in your direction, then I usually just cut losses. If anything, I can always jump back in, I mean, that's the beauty of this. I mean, you don't have to necessarily be attached to it. So in this particular moment, I think I'm still debating on exactly what I'm gonna, if I'm gonna take my loss, because I think if I'm not mistaken, right there is bouncing, but I still see a lot of sellers. There's still a lot of sellers there, and some of the things you have to look is if it had broke the EMA, then it possibly would have kept going down, but it didn't. So that's why I got out. I was hoping that red candle was gonna hold the EMA and be considered a false breakout, but it wasn't until that candle. And sometimes it's like that. I mean, it's just it doesn't go your way, or you have a plan, and honestly, sometimes the plan's just not going out the way it's holding, it's going against you, and you're just like, all right, well, all right, I'd just rather take a little win here and there. So, I mean, sometimes that's what it's all about. I mean, take some small wins versus, some heavy losses. And that's what I was doing right there. See, I drew that line right there because that would be the next resistance. If I was going to short, that's where I would that's where I would start shorting at. But I didn't just automatically going to start shorting. I have to see the level 2 and a combination of the level 2 with see if it falls down. I mean, if it starts to break down. As of right there, it's still, I mean, it's fighting. There's a lot of bear volume, but a lot of bulls coming in. And I think at that point right there, I just switched it from being short, and my bias, I guess I just stopped thinking about being short at that moment because of the whole momentum. It broke that resistance, so I was like, okay, no. You're about to get squeezed. So I changed my my mentality at that point and start thinking, well, I'm gonna start buying the dip then, because if I do, then my odds of making money is greater. You never want to go against the momentum like that. You see the size of that green candle? That means there's a lot of buyers. So right here, I'm waiting. I am waiting. I don't know if I was waiting to short. It looks like I was, but let's see exactly. I think I go long. I really do. I really think I go long there because it's pretty obvious at that point. I mean, it keeps jumping, keeps bouncing, and once it keeps bouncing like that, yeah, if you're a short, I start panicking because it starts holding. That line I drew right there becomes a support, and then the next high, it's not too far. So they have I mean, people are gonna start thinking we got to retest that. So I think I go still kind of look around. I didn't necessarily like the position where Aapl was at that moment. I didn't think it could go either way. And I don't like when stock could go either way because it's easy to lose money, It's easy to lose money on a stock that it could just 50-50, or sometimes it's just about, I guess, people's perspective. And in this case, I don't like. I want it to be where it's like 80% on my favor versus like 50, 40, 60. I don't know. I just need the crowd to be with me. That's what I need, for me to take a position like that at that moment. So going from there, I come back to Aapl, and I'm looking, right, and I'm like, man, it's about to break the pre-market high, and I was like, man, that's pretty bullish at that moment. I mean, I'm like, okay, we'll see what happens right now, and I missed out a little bit on all that little move up. I mean, clearly you look at in hindsight, it's a clear bull. I mean, pattern. I mean, you should just jump in, and you could have made a lot of money at that point. But at this point, I think I take a short, and it's holding up pretty good. So I'm like, okay, well, I know if they buy the dip, they'll at least bring it down to that point. So at that point right there, I'm like, it's a little overextended. We're at resistance level. I'm gonna put in a cover order right there, so I can just take some small gains and just call it a win or whatever. I didn't want to get squeezed out. So, and I was ready on canceling my order, and if I had to just cover immediately, because after it breaks that resistance, there's a lot of moving up. So I didn't want that to happen. I was keeping an eye close. I was looking at the level 2. Level 2 was looking like it was on my side, so I was in this panic at that moment. Then that second candle that opened, I liked it. I was like, okay, now I like how it opened. It's definitely going to come down. It's at least got to try to test the EMA. But hey, I didn't want to wait, because sometimes when there's momentum, the least thing you want to do is try to catch the very bottom or the very top. I mean, you're just not going to be able to do it. So Just collected some money there as well, and I was up, I think almost, let's see, I think it was $200 at that point. I was doing fairly good at that point. I was doing pretty good, you know. I think it was only, if I'm not mistaken, 10 minutes into the, let's see, yeah, about 15 minutes. So it was looking great. So at that point, I saw it broke the EMA. I mean, it made a stab on it. But if you look at the previous pattern, it did do the same thing. So yeah, I think that was a fake out as well. So see, that's when it gets aggressive, because now they're testing the next high, and I mean, it's trying to break it. And you gotta understand, there's a lot of short sellers up here with cover orders in case it breaks that high. So at that point, I'm looking for an entry to the long side, because I know that, you know, there's some strength there, and you know, I was like, okay, let's see if it gives me a little dip, and I'll jump in and see how it goes. So I waited a little bit longer. I waited patiently. I was looking at the, you know, level 2. I was like, if it closes above that line that I just drew right there, and then uses support, it's confirmation, so it's easier to make money at that point. So let's see. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think I jump in on that one, but I'm looking for the level 2 and see how it's doing, and it's doing fairly good at holding it. It's been doing a really good job, I think. So I was like, okay. It's convincing me, but I needed to hold. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I was like, if it doesn't hold, then, you know, I'm not jumping in, because I mean, it should have kept climbing already if it was gonna do a move up. I mean, it's just right there, and I was like, nah. So then it does it, and I was like, oh crap, it's leaving me behind again. I was like, no. You know, the whole time I was like, Jesus, you have got to be kidding me. I can't seem to get one today. I was like, that's 2 nice bars up. I mean, that's a clear, you know, I could have been up massively, right? I mean, I could have just took one trade, and I mean, from the very bottom, and I would have been super duper green. But I mean, that's not my style of trading. I'm still waiting at that point. I'm like, okay, well, it looks super bullish, but it's about to get rejected. I was like, I think I drew that line at that point, so I was like, it's considered a breakout. So in this right here is where I was like, well, it's too overextended, way too overextended, and it tested that line, but I was like, I think it was 10 seconds on the clock or something like that, or 15, 20. And I was like, okay, it's a little extended, so let's see what happens, right? So at that point, I was sweating a little bit, because I was like, oh Lord, there's some strength. There's not no snapback. There's not a rubber band effect. And normally that's what they do. They do like a rubber band effect. And right there, I was like, okay. I was like, I was sweating a little bit. And then I just be like, okay, well, I'm starting to see the level 2, and I was like, okay, the level 2 is coming fine. There's a lot of sellers right now, so that means there's a lot of people taking profits. So I was like, okay, that's good. So I'm feeling a little more confident right there. I think I'm like, okay, all right, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna stay in. And I could have broke even at that point, but then it started doing a gravestone, and I felt more confident, even though I don't really like have all faith in those just one candle. But it depends on the size of the candle, and it depends on the momentum. I mean, see right there, as soon as the open was automatic red, so I was like, oh yes, that's what I wanted to see. So at that point, I feel more confident, and then I just like, there you go, collect. And I was at almost my daily goal right there, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I was like 475. Yes, I remember now. 475. And of course, you know, real close to my goal, and it's frustrating because, you know, like if I would have gotten right at 500, I probably would have quit automatically right there. But there's always this thing with round numbers that I don't think I'm the only one, right? But at that point right there, if you look close, there is the buyer starts stepping in because it's doing basically the same thing it did the previous pattern. I mean the pullback where it touched the EMA and then it just started skyrocketing, right? So I'm looking at it. That would be considered like the second pullback in my opinion. So I was like, okay. Okay. Saw that little red coming in, but I was like, nah, I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not, no. I think I take one more, I think I take one trade here, and I lose on it, if I'm not mistaken. I don't lose much, I think. I think my mindset through that was like, oh, it's making a top, or maybe I should buy the dip, and somewhere on those lines. I know it's, I came out of the trade fast, because I just, yeah, it wasn't, no. I needed to go my way as soon as I jump in. Right. That's exactly what happened now. So right there at that point, it's dumping to the EMA. And see now if it holds that candle right there, I consider that to be a jump in on the next one. But if I'm not mistaken, I thought it was going to do the same thing where it touched the EMA and then it just starts moving all the way up. Squeeze the bears out, and I think I was wrong on this one. I think I was pretty close. I got, oh no, look, see, no, I actually did exactly what I needed to do. Most of the time, if it don't break the EMA, it always has this little, it recovers some, right? So it did, and I think at that point I was already at my goal. I was at my goal, and I was like, man, it's early. Should I just call it quits, you know? Get some money, just walk away? No. What do? I don't. Why don't I do that? Well, because I'm greedy. I am greedy. That's me. Greed. So, no, you know, never give up me, right? I never give up. So, what do? Go back in. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is the trade where I lose a little bit. I think I lose a little bit, or maybe I don't. I don't know exactly. I thought it. Maybe that was another day. I know that I make pretty close to like 6 or maybe 600, somewhere around that. And then, you know, I was like, all right, boys and gals, well, I'm gonna call it a day because yeah, I like money and I'm definitely not gonna give it away. Cause trust me, I've done that plenty of times. I've done that so many times I can't even count it. I'm up like 1,000, and then I'll be like, I get frustrated, something's not going my way, and then I ended up losing like, I don't know, everything, and give some back. So I mean, I would say the first hour and a half of the market is like where it's more consistent. After 12 o'clock, I'm not saying you can't make money. I'm just saying it's very, very hard. At least for me, it is. Maybe it's just, I don't know. I just can't make money after 12:30. I mean, unless there's high relative volume at past 12 where there's a lot of volume. Yes, I can make money as long as there's volume. If there's no volume, or if there's a little bit of volume, it's just harder. I don't know why. I don't know if I'm against the computers or people are just not. I don't know. All I know is this is the time frame right here where I make most of my money, right here. And I mean, this is just something I do every day, and I'm gonna stick to it because as much as I love to trade, you know, I hate giving my money back, and I gotta definitely. I think I jump in right there, and I regret it maybe. Yeah, I thought it was gonna have a little snapback, but it did. I think it was a little later. Took a look. See, I could have been up some good significant profit right there. That little tiny move right there. On those little pullbacks, I mean, that's kind of how I trade. You know, I just go in for the ones I know that people are scared and they take profits. I usually do the opposite, so I can just take some of their, take that gain. And a lot of the times, whenever I jump in on stuff like that, it's a really strong snapback where, I mean, it gives me a significant amount of gain. I mean, I know I could ride the whole wave all the way up, but that's just not my style of trading. That type of trading, I mean, it works. I can do it, but no, I'm just going with five. I'll just go with my daily goal of 500 plus, and then just walk away. No, I'm like I don't like getting stopped out, so it affects me emotionally. And once if you can't handle your emotions, it just starts to have a tool on you, and it just starts affecting the way you trade. So as of right now, I'm not going to, because I mean, if I'm making some money, I'm walking away. So at this point, I don't know if I take another trade. The video's almost over. Just don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment. Anything you would like to know on how I determine what's a good trade, or anything that of that nature that you're interested, don't hesitate to ask me below. I mean, leave a comment, interact. Let's grow this channel together. And I think I think that's it. I think at that point I'm done. But just don't forget to interact, and let's make this a great channel. It's already a great channel, but all right. So all right. Well, I think it's already to an end, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for another day in the market. All right.